Tom and Barry wanted to know about how healthcare reform is going to affect people. This is going to get phased in, and one of the reasons it's getting phased in is, frankly, we want to make sure that we've got it right and that we can go back and tweak it if we need to tweak it. But there are some things that are happening right now. For example, right now there are new regs that require people, insurance companies, to provide preventative care without copays, without any kind of out-of-pocket expenses. So for well baby, for vaccinations, for blood work, for blood pressure tests, for the kind of preventive maintenance that all of us should be doing that will save lots of money in the healthcare system, that is no longer going to cost you out of your pocket. Kids are going to be able to stay on their parents' insurance policies by the end of this year until the age of 26. And right now, if you or anyone that you care about or know is entering the donut hole on Medicare D, they're going to get a check for $250 to help them with that expense this year. Please go on our website, go on the healthcare.gov website, and check out the information about how the healthcare bill is beginning to help people. And by the way, we're already clawing back some of that taxpayer money that we were bucking up these pharmaceutical companies with. We were taking taxpayer money and making insurance companies and drug companies rich. And there's no reason that we should be doing that with the debt and the deficit that we're facing. So we're clawing that money back. That's part of the healthcare bill. That's coming back from the insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies. And that begins immediately to help defray some of the costs of what we're trying to do to make healthcare affordable and accessible for every American. Don, Shelley, Brian, Kurt, and many others want to know about the energy bill and what will be the impact on Missouri families. This is tricky. Missourians, through no fault of their own, are dependent on coal. I'm not a big fan of coal, believe me, but it's not like we've got a choice in Missouri right now. Missourians can't call Ameren or KCP&L or Great Plains and say, hey, send me some of that wind energy. I'd like some of that solar energy. We're stuck right now. We've got to get off our coal dependency and our oil dependency in this country, but we've got to do it carefully so it doesn't punish people in Missouri unfairly. So that's the position I have on the bill. As long as we can move forward on an energy bill that will take us out from underneath the thumb of foreign oil, I am not afraid to stand up to big oil. Unlike some people in Congress, I will stand up to big oil. But I've got to make sure it doesn't punish working families in Missouri or small businesses in Missouri or manufacturing in Missouri. It does us no good to punish manufacturing in Missouri when India and China are putting up a coal-fired plant every 10 minutes. It's the same atmosphere. So we've got to be careful how we move forward. We must move forward, but I'm going to be looking after Missourians and my ultimate decision how I vote on any bill that gets in front of Congress for a vote. And finally, somebody wanted an update on town hall meetings. We have done town hall meetings almost every break I've had from Washington. We did a number of them when we had our Memorial Day break, and I will be back in Missouri in August and part of September, and I'll be moving around the state, and we'll be having more of them. It's a really important part of my job, and it's important that Missourians know that everyone has an opportunity to come out and complain, to yell at me, to vent, to ask questions, and I'm accountable to them. And I owe the respect and deference to Missourians to be available. Those members, I remember when I went back for town halls during the healthcare debate, and so many people in Washington said, don't do that, don't do that. And yeah, they were a little contentious, and there were a few people, not many, that were rude. But by and large, I think it's important that I get out there and listen to everyone. It's what I do in this job. And if I quit listening, then I'm in trouble. So I want to be out there and listen, and we'll be out with more town halls, and we'll get those schedules out to everyone. We tried to give everybody a lot of notice over the Memorial Day break. The way the emails went out, there were a few locations that didn't get enough notice. But for most of the locations we did over the Memorial Day break, people had several days' notice, sometimes as much as 4 or 5 days' notice about the town halls. And so we'll try to get notice out as quickly as we can so people have a chance to plan. And I continue to struggle to try to do them at times that are more user-friendly to folks who work, and we'll continue to work on that. So lots of other questions about the spending freeze amendment. We're making progress. I think we're going to get the spending freeze amendment. Secret holds, we're making progress. It's a fight I've been fighting for a long time. We're close. I think we may have victories on both those fronts before the leaves turn in Missouri, and I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, stay hooked up with Facebook. I hope you're following me on Twitter. I look forward to the conversation, and most of all, thank you so much for the opportunity to represent you in Washington.